Hello my lovelies, this is a reading for Sagittarius for the month of April 2019. There's an energy here for you guys which is sort of twofold, and what I'm picking up is that there's a need for you to protect what is yours, and that can be on lots of different levels. Because there's they're taking me back nine months ago. There's a feeling of something that you wished to give birth to create, to bring into this world, has had some starts and stops associated with it, and okay, what I'm hearing is naysayers. So you might have had those who've put you down, or criticised you, or not supported you or encouraged you in wanting to make some positive changes in your life. So, for example, if you are, if your kids have flown the nest and you want to go back to college and study something, learn something new, so that you have that autonomy and earning your own money, you might have a partner or people around you say, oh, you know, you're far too old for that, you won't succeed in that, and that may have put a dampener on things, or you've come up with an idea for a business, an online business, you know, doing something like this, and again, others around you might have discouraged you from exposing yourself. I know when I first started it was scary, but it was also very exciting, and the feedback that I've got from it and how I feel I've grown and expanded, my confidence has risen, and I feel I can share most things with you, and I'm learning every time that I do a video for you. So the energy here is, as I say, twofold, is that if you stay in the old pattern of allowing others to want to see you fail, or who don't want to encourage you, and it's out of their own misconceptions and lack of faith in themselves. So it can be a split between that and you stepping forward and saying, well, actually, I'm going to give it a go. Whether I fall flat on my face or not, I'm actually going to give it a go. And I know that out there is every bit of help and assistance that I need. So when I started this, I hadn't a clue how to upload videos, or I know what the protocol of things was. So I watched lots of YouTube videos and it showed me how to do it, and I'm still learning. So for you, there's every resource that you need to hand to learn what it is you want to learn, to do what it is that you want to do. You don't need to broadcast it to everybody all and sundry to begin with. It's learn your skills, learn your trades. And I'm sure that an awful lot of you have skills and abilities which you've gleaned over the years. For example, if you went to dance lessons when you were little, ballet lessons when you were little, or tap dance lessons when you were little, and in your teenage years, you know, you gave it up and got interested in boys and girls and such like, revisit that. If you feel like your body would like to stretch and like to point your toes and tap those shoes, etc., etc., investigate it again, give it a whirl. I wouldn't advise Zumba. I tried it once and it was just, yeah, far too strenuous for me. But, you know, if there's some way of moving your bodies, because I get the feeling that we've had, or still have, the sign of Sagittarius, the sign, the planet that rules Sagittarius is actually in your sign, and it's like for a whole sort of 13-month period. So when the planets visit the signs that they rule, it gears everything up, and you get much more of a sense of feeling that support from the planet, from the energies that it broadcasts. And Jupiter is all about expansion and drive and adventures and learning new things and placing your feet where you've never been before, and it's foreign countries and foreign cultures and that sort of mishmash of tastes and flavours of other things. Now, I believe it's on the 10th of this month, Jupiter, the planet, goes backwards, or retrograde, as they call it. And so when any of the planets go retrograde, it's a time to revisit things, to go over things, to have another look at things. We've just been through Mercury retrograde, and we all know what affects us with that. But with Jupiter, it's very different, because when Jupiter goes retrograde, it's yes, we revisit things, but this could be that you went to a fabulous country for a while and you had such a great time, and maybe it was just a holiday, but you maybe like to go back there and spend a bit more time, you know, up sticks and go for 6 months, a year, or whatever. I remember a client of mine many years ago, a lovely young man, worked in London in the city, in a big bank, and he was always booted and suited and slick back hair and everything, and he was miserable. He was absolutely miserable, earning an awful lot of money, but he was miserable. And every time he came to see me, and it was probably half a dozen times, I said, "You're not meant to be here, you're meant to be in Australia." He said, "How do you know that?" He said, "I've been a couple of times and I love it, I really love it." I said, "You're meant to be running a business out there, you know, boats and jet skis." And "How do you know that's what I'm being shown, that's what I'm being told?" And he'd come back again a few months later, and I said, "Why aren't you in Australia yet?" I said, "I don't want to see you again. Don't come back. Go to Australia." And he said, "Oh, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to go about it." I said, "Well, how about you ask your boss for a year off? You're going to take a sabbatical and go and try it. Get a feel for it. If it doesn't work out, of course it did. Your job is still open. You can come back to London and, you know, start to make money again and be booted and suited." And this guy was so torn between what he felt his duty was to his partner, to his family, etc., etc., and he was stuck in that old mode, that old patterning. But his soul was calling him to go and live in Australia and to do this, living on the beach and hiring out charter boats and jet skis and stuff like that. Eventually he went, and he never came back. So that is the sort of energy I'm talking about with Jupiter retrograde, because Jupiter rules foreign places, foreign people, travel, adventure, exploring. So if there's a part of you that wishes to explore something else or somewhere else, when Jupiter is retrograde, you may go and visit again. It might not be forever and a day. However, something might be calling you to take another look at it, to get a feel for it and a flavour for things. If it's not a country that you revisit, it could be another district or area in the country that you do live in. There's one lovely guy on YouTube, Gregory Scott, and he's a wonderful astrologer. Used to live in Glastonbury, went to live in Brighton for a year, and he's decided in August he's going to go back to Glastonbury. So he had a taste of the seaside life, but now he's decided he's going to go back to Glastonbury. So it's that sort of thing. Do you see what I mean? You don't necessarily have to stay in a place for ever and a day, although it might call you to do so. But it's just this feeling of, I have to take another look. I really want to go to that restaurant where we had that amazing meal down by the ocean, and to see if it's still there and they're still cooking this amazing calamari or whatever it is. I just have to go to satisfy my own longings, but also my inquisitiveness. And you might go and visit and come back and say, "Well, yeah, that was lovely, but it's not necessarily where I want to be, but it's given me an idea for something else." So out of these retrograde periods, when we go and revisit stuff, or stuff comes to revisit us, it gives you a new eyes on a situation that might have grown stale or stagnant, or the energy of it had got a bit flat. So it's a very exciting time around you, my lovelies, of really getting into how you can make some profound shifts and changes in your life that will be an adventure, because the symbol for Sagittarius is the centaur, which is half man, half horse, and he carries a bow and arrow. So when you see the centaur, the human half of him is always drawing the bow, and he's pointing his arrow in a certain direction. So if you're not sure in which direction to go, but you know you have to, or want to, or need to, or long to go in a new direction, it's not just thinking about it, it's knowing it, it's feeling it in your gut. This is the step I need to take, this is where I need to go. I don't know how I'm going to get there, I don't know where the money's going to come from, but I just know I need to go. And when you do that, then the universe steps in and things start to show up for you, to assist you, because you've made a choice, and it's a soul's choice, and the soul knows where it is you're meant to be heading off to. And so all of those components will start to show up to assist you in that decision and getting you to where you need to be. So we have a little angel card to start off with, and this is lovely. Enthusiasm, yay! So it's a little angel with a football rattle. It's got a scarf on because it looks a bit chilly. And enthusiasm comes from the word theos. Theos means God. Theology is the study of God. So enthusiasm actually means with God, or God is with me. So you're not on your own. You're definitely not on your own. It's not just little old you in your bag of bones and skin. You have divine assistance, divine accompaniment. So when you tap into that, somebody's cheering you on, like with a rattle. The universe is cheering you on. It's like, yeah, come on, get going. Even though it might be a bit chilly, and you might have to wrap up warm. So if you're not going to Australia, it might be the Himalayas or Tibet or wherever it is that's calling you. And it could be more than one place. And there's a lovely story I can tell you of a lovely client I had. And he went to live in Brazil for about 18 months, and he got a job teaching English to some in a private school, and he did very well. He managed to save an awful lot of money while he was there, because they fed him and took him everywhere, private in cars and such like. And when his contract was up, he came back to England, and he came and saw me, and he said, oh, I've been wondering about going to live in New Zealand and to teach English out there. He said, that's the way I can get in there. So I did a reading for him, and I said, the universe is going to give you signs, signals, omens to confirm whether or not you should go. Right, he said, because the sessionist said yes, but you know, I said there will be other signs, not just from me, but from the universe to say. So he drove home. When he got home, he phoned me and he said, you're never going to believe this. I said, what happened? He said, well, I went down a road I don't normally drive down, and there was an enormous billboard, like 15, 20 feet high, as he drove past, and on it said, New Zealand, only 12 hours away. So he got his sign, he got his omen, and that is how the universe works. So if you aren't sure where to point your arrow, in what direction you should be heading, the universe will show you. Put it out and they say, right, if I'm meant to go and live on an island in the middle of nowhere, which I did, I went for a week's holiday, and I stayed 4 months on a little Greek island with 400 inhabitants. and the universe provided for me. Everything that I needed was there for me. So and that's learning trust, you know, just to trust that intuition, trust that guidance, trust that whatever decisions you make is the right one. Now, your self-mastery card, communication. So we've just come out of Mercury retrograde, and Mercury rules communication. So if things have got a bit garbled and misconstrued over the last 3 or 4 weeks, that's the reason why. As of the 5th of April, it comes out of shadow. So communication should be much stronger, more clarity, having that ability to really say what needs to be said and be understood this time. And so what is coming to you, also you understand it. So there's nothing, there are no shadows around what you are sharing with another person and or group of people. So communication. Being so free from ego and preoccupation with how others might perceive me, as a master I can say what I mean and express myself honestly and openly. So being free from the ego. And this is what I've been saying to some of the other signs. The new moon in Aries is about burning off that ego self, that part of us that worries about what other people think and get so caught up in the arrogance of others, etc., etc. So using that lovely new moon energy. Now, Aries is fire, and you're fire. So this new moon on Friday, on the 5th of April, complements your beautiful fiery energy. So starting something on a new moon, planting a seed, doing some research, finding out where it is you might like to go, as I say, whether it's in this country or elsewhere. You then get the ball rolling, then that momentum starts to speed up, and within a very short space of time you can find yourself in a totally different situation, whether it's in a new home, in a new relationship, in a new country, in a new career. The timing is right for you, because I feel for some of it's been very stale, very stagnant, very unfulfilling, and the energies around you now, whoops, God is with you, God is supporting you, God is behind you, and you communicate not just with others, but with that higher aspect. When you have that ability just to tap into your higher aspect, infinite mind, show me, what is my next best step? It'll show up. Now I have a wicker card for you. This is beautiful. Spell, enchantment. It's a beautiful elemental there, beautiful fairy. She's holding a rainbow, and she puts me in mind of Iris. Iris is the goddess of the rainbow. So those are sort of irises, flags as they call them, yellow flags. And Iris, the goddess of the rainbows, when she shows up, she helps you find the colour in your life again. So if things have been very grey or black and white and discoloured, uncolourful, no shine on them, she's bringing in this exuberance, radiance of colour back into your life. And this is very springtime, because these flags showing up around us now. She has a foot in the water, a little froggy there. Frogs are about cleansing energy. So washing off all of that old emotional debris that we carry around with us. And it is spell energy, spell and enchantment. So you can sit a spell, meaning rest, and take your ease. You can spell words, spell them out loud, and when words are spoken, spelled out loud, they have a magical energy to them. They have the ability to manifest into what it is you are speaking. And when we cast a spell, so in some form of ceremony, with a pure intention that it doesn't harm anybody, and then we watch these things start to manifest. Now, with the new moon energy on the 5th, being in the sign of Aries, fire, like you are, you could write down some new moon wishes and or cast a spell. So write down what it is you would like to bring into your life. And because it is a fire moon, moon in Aries, new moon in Aries, you can burn it. So burn your list, burn your wishes, set fire to it in such a way that it's not about destroying the list or the paper, but it is sending it, using that fire element, sending it into the fire, where the fires can ignite it within you, bring it to a crescendo and manifest it. And these things can show up very, very quickly too. So between new moons and full moons, it's only a matter of weeks. Now, we had a full moon in Libra in March, and there will be a full moon in Libra at the end of April. So Libra is about harmony and balance and relationships, and this new moon in Aries is sandwiched between the two. So it's bringing balance, harmony, equilibrium into your relationship initially with yourself, and then once that sits well with you, you will find the relationships around you find harmony and balance. And if that harmony and balance means that some relationships disappear from your life, then that is what is meant to be. But it will always make room for new things to come in. When something leaves, something new comes in. So using the frog energy to cleanse away those things that don't serve you, old thought forms, old belief systems, all the old cobwebby thoughts, tapping into that beautiful rainbow energy. And this can also be associated with your physical energies, your motivations. So the rainbow is like the chakra colours. So if your chakras are a bit out of whack, you've had too much going on in your head. I feel also that for some of you, there can have been chest issues. I'm looking at the throat and the chest of the horse part of the centaur. It feels like there's a strain or been a strain on this area. So it could be lungs, it could be heart, it can be even the muscles. And it feels like you've put an awful lot of energy into something, but there is this ache or strain, or you've pulled something, not just maybe physically, but emotionally as well. And so allowing the colours of those specific chakras to find that vibrance again, that radiance, because if they've got a little bit dull. So at the throat it's blue, how we communicate, and we've had this communication card. So wear blue. So you could have a necklace. If it's a guy's, it's a tie. Or ladies, it's a scarf of that colour. Or having blue around you. There are not many foods that are blue, blueberries, but eating blue foods, or having the colour blue around you in some shape or form, that will start to stimulate that energy. And then we have the higher heart, which is around where the thymus is, which is just at the breastbone here, and that's pink. And then the heart energy itself is green, and I'm getting a little bit of the solar plexus too, which is yellow. So again, we've got the yellow flags here. So those colours, those energies, which might be feeling a little bit dull because of this sense of strain, by wearing these colours, eating these colours, having these colours around you, that will liven things up. I also feel that for some of you, metaphorically speaking, when we look at like the horse energy, that part of the centaur, I'm hearing straining against the bit. So yes, half of the centaur is a human, and in a horse, when a bit is put in its mouth, it's about control. So some of you may have been straining against the bit. Somebody's been holding you back and you haven't been able to say what it is you wanted to say, or you've been dumbed down, or someone's held the reins of your life. Some of you really wanted to take off and gallop and really feel the wind in your hair and that earth beneath your feet and that motion, that feeling of movement at last. I'm not sure what the part of the horse's tackle, I think it's called a snaffle. I might be wrong. You'll know if you put the anyone who knows, put it in the comment box. I think it might be called a snaffle. And it's attached to the lower part of the horse's tackle, and it's something to do with the chest area. So it stops the horse from throwing its head up, and it's this piece of equipment that, again, just sort of reins you in. So I'm feeling that there may be one or two of you out there who've allowed others to hold you back, to rein you in, to make you feel like you're not going there. No, you're not. I'm not allowing you to do that. So yes, sometimes we stop a youngster from going off and doing something because perhaps they're too young or we deem it dangerous. But I feel that, adults, some of you may have had a person, people, group of people, situation that has really tried to pull you back and to steer you where they want you to go, rather than you having the sense of freedom and running wild, kicking up your heels. So when you see a horse let out into a field after he's been in a stable for a little while, the sense of joy, and kicks up his heels and gets this feeling of woohoo, freedom, and whinnying and neighing and just sharing with the world. I'm free, I'm happy, I'm just living in the moment, I'm running around the field, and I'm having a great time. Now, I asked for a animal card view. So a few animals will come up already in the cards and in the visions, and this fits in as well with everything that I've been saying. It's armadillo. Now, this has come up quite a few times in the last couple of months for various of the signs, and so there are themes that run through from week to week and month to month and sign to sign. So part of me says, oh no, not again, I'll put it back in the pack and draw on it. And I thought, no, this needs to be shared with you. It needs to be seen because it is part of the energies that are around you. So armadillo is about boundaries. So what I saw with the feeling restricted by someone holding the reins of your life and you not throwing your head up and dashing forward, when armadillo visits us, he is saying that healthy boundaries are needed. It's vitally important because if there's a struggle in your life for trying to extricate yourself or free yourself from a person or a situation, you're using up an awful lot of energy in trying to do that. So it's not just physical energy, it's emotional energy, it's mental energy, and it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting when you feel the need to escape or get away from or leave a situation, and you're allowing the other person to overpower you. or you've given them your power. So Armadillo says, imagine that you have around you this extraordinary bubble, like an egg, and it's the deepest blue. It's Archangel Michael's midnight blue. It's that colour. And you can call upon Michael, Archangel Michael, and say, please cleanse and shield my energies. So if you imagine this huge egg-shaped bubble all the way around you, over your head, around your back, under your feet, completely encasing you, and it's transparent so you can see out. And this energy is your sacred space. It's your own personal space that nobody can come into unless you invite them. So we invite people in to abuse us, to take our energies from us, and without realizing it. So now you've got this protective little dude. They're amazing little creatures. They've got little pink bellies like little piggies. So I saw one on YouTube the other day, and he was a pet, and he was on his back, and his owner was tickling his tum, and it was bright pink, little bright pink belly, like a little piggy. But then when they roll up, they are these amazing armoured little creatures that, and no matter how much you poke it, you can't get in there. He's not going to unfurl until he feels safe. So this energy is being offered to you of how you shield yourself, protect yourself from anything that is untoward. Call in Archangel Michael, because he can be everywhere at once. And he has a dirty great sword. So he can cut away all of those bonds, all of those manacles, all of those snaffles, if I think that's the right word, to allow you this sense of freedom. And if you've not felt free before, if you've not felt empowered before, it can make you feel a bit wobbly. Because some of us come into this life and we've made contracts with others, like soul contracts, to be completely dominated, to be completely controlled by others. And so you've never known the sense of freedom or empowerment. And if that is the case, then every single day call on Archangel Michael. Every day, in the morning, when you go to bed, please cleanse and shield my energies. Please cut away all those things that do not serve me, for the highest good of all. And call on the armadillo energy too. And the little card, little mini card, says, respect your sacred space, drop hesitations and banish abuse. Use proper boundaries and thrive. Oh, that's interesting. Another one popped out. It was hidden behind. Oh, you got a double whammy. Isn't that nice? So, you got Wolfie energy. Woohoo! So, Wolf is the teacher. He is part of a pack, and they always protect and care for everyone in their pack, in their family. There's only one alpha male and there's only one alpha female at any time. So this can be that you're drawing to you a partnership, divine masculine, divine feminine, one that is co-creative and interdependent, like nothing you've ever experienced before. And it's interesting, it's hiding behind the armadillo. So something has been hidden to you or from you and is about to emerge and show itself. He's howling at the moon, okay? New moon, 5th of April, in Aries. So it could be quite a fiery character that comes into your life. Also, it could be a foreign character, foreign person, from a foreign land, or have foreign connections. So look out for that. Oh, isn't it nice? Big surprises. And it says, find new paths and options, break through, Be a role model and share your inner knowing. So there's this extraordinary opportunity for you, starting in April, moving through towards your birth energy, October, November, December, where things are changing very profoundly. The armadillo also is the protection and the boundaries from people wanting to come into your space, into your life, in a romantic way, but perhaps who have hidden desires, hidden reasons. So you don't want to step out of the frying pan into the fire. You really want to say, right, that's my boundary. You look very nice. You look quite interesting. There is a little something going on here, but it doesn't feel quite right. And that's what you use, is that feeling, not thinking, because you might think, that's a bit all right, isn't it? That's rather lovely. He can put his moccasins under my futon any old time of day or night. But there's just something that doesn't sit well, and you must go by that, your own inner guidance, because something else is coming in that is because of the wolf energy being so protective of their family, their pack. It's and they mate for life. So that's fidelity. That's monogamy. That's faithfulness. That's the sort of thing that you want to draw towards you. Someone who's there for you, rain or shine. So if you're hungry, you go out and find something good to bring home for your soul to eat and feed the whole family. So there's no selfishness in this relationship. There's a sense of when he feeds you and the family, he's also feeding himself. So everybody shares. There's this lovely sense of sharing everything that they have with you. So we come to a conclusion with one of the Angels of Abundance cards, which I was very happily gifted just the other day. So you're getting the first taster of these. So it's a lovely fresh new energy in the pack, and you'll see what shows up. Oh, now. Ooh. It is safe for you to receive. So if you've just been giving most of your life, because that's how you were programmed, and that's the pattern that you follow, that is about to change. And there's this beautiful, gentle energy of an angel and deer, and it says, the more you allow yourself to receive, the more resources you have available to share with others. Open your arms to receive and be a conduit for good coming to you and through you as it blesses the world. So it's this ever-flowing effervescence of good stuff. Open to it, share it, you get filled up again. Open to it, share it, you get filled up again. So I'd like to gift you the energies of abundance and prosperity. So in these paintings I've done, the energy of them I gift to you. They are painted with glitter. I put glitter in most of my artwork, but also vibhuti, which is sacred ash, and sacred water from Glastonbury Chalice Well. It's all mixed in with the paint. So anybody who views my artwork gets a blast of healing energy. So if you're interested in purchasing any of these. They come with a canvas board and greeting cards. If you'd like to commission me for a piece and or have a private reading with me, all the details are in the box below. So I hope that's been of some help to you, my darlings, for the month of April. It sounds very exciting. Do leave me a comment. I'd love to know how you get on and how you feel about my readings for you. Please like, share and subscribe. Hit the old wiggly bell so then you'll be notified for further videos that I'm doing. So I love and leave you. Have a great April. Till next time. Bye.